Hey, good afternoon. I'm Ed Pozzuoli, CEO of Tripp Scott, and today we are honored to be joined by the five-time All-Pro ex-Miami Dolphin and entrepreneur from Offerdahl's Bagels to Offerdahl's Off the Grill restaurants. And I got to tell you, it's my pleasure to introduce John Offerdahl. John, welcome.
Give me five.
All right, man.
Coach Ed.
You doing all right?
I'm doing good. Good. I'm in my Gridiron Grill-Off uniform, like all football players.
That's
we have
right.
to get dressed
That's
up
right.
for our events.
No helmet.
I'm fired up to be
no
here.
helmet necessary for this one.
No helmet. Hopefully I won't get injured. Let's keep it
We'll
civil.
take it easy on you, right?
I do get excited when I'm on camera,
That's
so
it.
watch out.
Okay.
I got a hard head.
So tell us a little bit about why you're dressed the way you are.
So we got it coming November 10th, the weekend of November 10th, a awesome event called the Gridiron Grill-Off, Walgreens Gridiron Grill-Off Food, Wine, and Music Festival. And it's a combination, a collision of where sports and entertainment and food and hospitality come together off the grill.
And where's it going to be held?
Pompano Beach Amphitheater. This is the 9th year. This year it's spread into a 3-day format. We got 3 concerts, Vince Gill, Bare Naked Ladies, Chris Daughtry. We got a Pitmasters barbecue on Saturday. We got the Grand Grill-Off of 22 Miami Dolphins teamed up with top chefs across South Florida for a VIP experience we call the Grand Grill-Off on Saturday. We got tailgate, we have tailgating, but we also have cornhole tournament by the American Cornhole League Saturday and Sunday. So it's just we find it a collision where food and football come together, but also where competition, celebrity competition and charity collide. All of it is for a great purpose and an amazing good time.
Talk about the purpose. Talk about the charity.
So the charity is interesting because when I played for the Miami Dolphins, as a member of the community, we were my wife and I were always involved in giving back to the community, and have continued to do that. But back in 2000.
By the way, thank you for that because that's really special to our community.
Well, it's a joy. We have always been charitable and from a private standpoint, from a private foundation, but our public foundation started in 2010, and it was really the impetus of our son, Andrew, who was going to Holiday Park here in downtown Fort Lauderdale feeding the homeless. And we were just really amazed that he had this dedication as a 9th grader. And we looked into it and had questions for him, and he really told us in a unique way that it wasn't about just feeding people, it was about creating a relationship with people. And that restorative element changes people. You can feed them for a day, but how do they change and behavior? And so we looked at that restoration element, and we said to ourselves, gosh darn it, our son is kind of a better example right now at his time in his life than we are. So we got our game together, and I took my friends from the football field, my friends from the restaurant and hospitality industry, and put them together for a food and wine festival. And it started 10 years ago. And we didn't think anything more than just to raise money for foster care, family homelessness, and those in need. So the Offerdahl's Handoff Foundation started in 2010, and our Gridiron Grill-Off Food, Wine, and Music Festival was an LLC underneath that.
But this is not your first foray. I mean, we talked about this, but the home team advantage piece, what is that? Talk about that.
Yeah, so it gets back into feeding people, right? And
all local, all South Florida.
Local. And I started actually investing my time in that social area of homelessness and finding out the needs of the vulnerable. And it was really an eye-opening experience for me. Yeah. And so it was at that time where after we had started the Gridiron Grill-Off and we're raising funds and establishing ourselves, we were like, well, we love foster care. We have a burden for family homelessness. How do we develop people out of poverty and independency into self-sufficiency and reliance? So what we do now, and I don't want to lose you in the details, but we bring a vulnerable family into a home, a very affordable home, and then we surround that with private case management and a support community. Think of a church, a synagogue. You know how easy it is to find a job when you got a 5,000 attendee church resourcing that family with leads. At the same time, through the Gridiron Grill-Off, Broward College has come along and created a fund where $50,000 a year for the next 3 years, we will be having scholarships for those families so that they can increase their skill level to get higher paid.
Education element, absolutely.
Education.
Right.
And so when they lift their education and they look for jobs and become professional with their soft and hard skills, we have people now that can resource them and find that job. And so our whole goal is to move up to the $16, $18 an hour wage where they can become self-sufficient. So it really has a huge effect, but there's certainly private case management that comes along, and we pay for that so that that family is developed so that they can have success.
So the support is there.
Right.
But you get them to the place where they're independent. And so there is a certain, there's a feeling of accomplishment when that happens.
Very much. Our first home, we had a great success with a Syrian refugee family. And they are now totally independent. They're not in need of government support. And it's amazing to see a family like that, a refugee family, come in and grab a hold of something and then see that motivation behind them and their children to be able to make a new home in a new nation.
So with all of your connections in both the food and the industry as well as athletics, football, all your friends, I take it they're inspired to participate in some of this.
Unbelievably so. And I mean, I give credit to the Miami Dolphin organization, the brand itself, the alumni that stay here in South Florida because it's beautiful.
Right.
And they want to make a life here after their career. But the camaraderie and commitment of those players and chefs and all the volunteers. I mean, one of the daunting things when you do stuff like this is, you have to ask people for their help. You just can't do something like this on your own. And to be able to be vulnerable and say, look, we're trying to do something bigger than any one individual can do, at times can be somewhat defeating, but it's unbelievably fulfilling when you see people willingly step up and say, we want to do this with you, John.
But it's volunteer, community driven, and inspired by your son, Andrew.
Yeah. I mean, you could say that. I mean, I kind of think it's a cheeky kind of way of saying it, but it's true. Right. I mean, that is the God honest truth. I felt called to be involved through my son's action, and pretty impressed. And I still kind of kid him. I'm definitely impressed with what anyone can do. I don't care if they're a 15-year-old just doing the work of an awesome servant. What that kind of impact that can make in a dad or a business
just anybody,
leader.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. So remind everybody again the exact time, place of the event.
Yeah, so it's in the Pompano Beach Amphitheater. It's the second Saturday of November, so it's the 9th, 10th, and 11th. Concerts all 3 nights.
Open to the public?
So the barbecue competition is open to the public, any age. $10, you automatically get some food with that $10. All of the money goes to charity. That's an awesome open to the public event. The Grand Grill-Off VIP Food and Wine Festival is Saturday from 1 to 4:30, and it's a high ticket price. It's an unbelievable value. You get it's fully, all the benefits are included in the price.
And the money goes to charity.
All the money goes to charity. It's totally underwritten by our sponsors. We have unbelievable sponsors. Hard Rock sponsors the concert series. Walgreens is our title. UHealth is our presenting sponsor. We have Bacardi. We have some awesome Southern wine and spirits, Tito's, brands that come along.
So how do sponsors get involved?
Go to the gridirongrill-off.com website.
Okay.
And there's certainly an area there for sponsorship.
For sponsors and then people who want to attend, they can go to the same site.
Yeah, the ticket opportunity both on the concert side and all the venues that are ticketed are at the Gridiron Grill-Off website. Plenty of opportunity and entertainment on that website to kind of see what's going on this year and to be educated on it. And the key is this, is that like this event on a charity level is awesome, right? It's all going to the charity. But when you look at how fun the event is, we will put ourselves up against anybody, South Beach Food and Wine Festival included, as this is the most entertaining food and wine festival and event there is in South Florida.
So John, for the thanks I owe you for all the exciting Sundays watching you play football, but this is a greater impact and probably a long-lasting impact. So thank you so much.
Ed, it's awesome to be on this show, and see you at the Grill-Off.
See you. All right.